Matt Centrowitz just secured the bag, got the big Q.
Small, but it's all good.
Hey,
I'll take the big.
it's good. It's good
Q, it's a
enough.
Q.
It's good enough. I mean, in your career, you're the tactician. You know how to get the job done. And this year, I feel like we've been going slowly through like this transition of all these new young guys. How did you approach this year in comparison to a lot of the years past, you know?
Yeah, a lot of young guns definitely coming for those old heads, such as myself. But last year was a real tough year for me. Had a pretty serious surgery, and I missed a lot of racing and training last year. So this year was just trying to be smart, get consistent training in. The big goal for me is Paris next year.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to claw my way back up to the top again. And like you said, with these young guys, they're not making it easy. So just taking it 1 week, 1 month at a time.
Every time, I feel like I've asked you questions all the time, and I'm not the only person. People always ask you, like, oh, when are you going to do the 5K? Like, are you going to do the 5K? And I don't think you should ever. I've asked you that a lot. I've asked you that before.
Yeah.
And you're always like, no. I'm like, but I don't think you need to do the 5K. Like, I still feel like you're in the 15. Like, when I look at all of these guys, like, I believe that you can qualify, and you've done it so many times before. But what is that? Does that bother you at all when people ask those type of questions?
Man.
Or what do you think about that conversation?
15 is a signature event. It's like why a lot of sprinters go down to the 100, right? You see some 200 guys and even 400 guys like Fred that go down to the 1. You rarely see a 1 guy go be like, I want to run the 4. So it's the same thing, No 15 guy wants to move up to the 5K because it's not like no glamour. There's no hype around it, and so. For me, if I'm going to be moving up, it's going to be the marathon. That's where the money's at. And the 5K is tough, man, and so is the 10. So I'm content with the 15, as long as I feel like I've got the wheels and the strength enough to vie for an Olympic spot. I'm going to stay in it.
And do you have any expectations going into this final? We've seen a lot of fast times this year, but we've seen what you did when you got your Olympic gold. A lot of people were running fast that year, but any expectations going into the next round?
If you told me 6 months ago I would have made the U.S. final, I'd be pretty pumped, given what I was running. So for me, it's just the icing on the cake. I'm gonna, do my best to get in there and put myself in a position to kind of kick down some guys that have been running faster than me all year. Whatever position that ends up being, and I can live with that.
Olympic champion, the savvy vet, Matthew Centrowitz.
3 questions. You stuck to it, man. You're a man of your word.
Yes, sir.
I appreciate it.
Don't tell your agent on me.
Oh, dude, you see that invoice. You're gonna be